Hi students, welcome to week 36. This is class B. Today's class is going to be about skimming and scanning. Now I know that you guys already know what skimming and scanning are, but we're just going to go a little bit more in depth today talking about them. Your assignment is already on the lesson plan agenda, so if you look on that document on Canvas, you'll see that you have an article that you're going to read today. It's actually a medical article on the Times newspaper, and it's called Inside the Hoarder's Brain, a unique problem with decision making. So it talks a lot about what's happening in the brain when people hoard and collect lots of things, and what you can actually see from the brain. So you're going to run across some words in this article that you might not be familiar with, that you might not know, and that's okay. I know that. One of the main learning objectives in Unit 8 is learning new vocabulary through context, through what you're reading. So this article is going to help with that and be a good stepping stone to that class. So as you already know, skimming and scanning, they're techniques and they're skills that use rapid eye movement and keywords to move quickly through a text, but for different purposes. So skimming is reading rapidly to get a general overview, a big picture, if you will, whereas scanning is looking for specific facts in a text. Skimming tells you general information within a section, whereas scanning helps you find a detail. So I like to think of it as skimming is like snorkeling. So when you go snorkeling, you put on your mask, your eye goggles, your mask, and you put on your breather, and you have to stay at the top of the water, and you're just kind of looking down, seeing everything. But scanning is more like diving for a pearl or looking for something really specific. You have your whole gear on. You don't have a big picture because you're diving deep down, so you're going all the way to the bottom and you're looking for one specific thing. So it's sort of like you're a horse with blinders on, and you're just looking for one thing in your view. Okay. So sometimes we use skimming for previewing before we read something, and maybe even reviewing for after when you read something. You can determine the main idea from a long section that you maybe don't want to read, or you don't have time to read during an exam. You can also use skimming for when you're looking at what research you want to do on a research paper. Research papers are long, and you might want to just skim quickly the abstract to get a general idea. Will this research paper actually help you? Scanning, on the other hand, you can use to find facts, to study heavy topics, so medical journals or law journals in the future, and also to answer questions for factual support. So sometimes you guys already use this. You might not know you're using it, this technique called scanning, but for example, when we do debates in class and you're looking for information online that will help serve you and serve your debate, that's really scanning at its heart. So you guys might not be aware or cognizant that you're using these skills, but in fact, most of you are. Definitely in our class, I think nearly all of you are using it regularly. Skimming can save you hours and hours of reading. But again, it's like that analogy of you're snorkeling and you're at the top and you're just kind of seeing the whole bits of the ocean, but you're gonna miss a lot of details. So there might be a pearl, or there might be a beautiful fish or a coral or a lobster, and you can't see it because you're at the top. So it's really a way to preview something, maybe the first time you read. To preview something before the first time you read is what I mean. Because you can overlook important facts, you could overlook connotation, the meaning that words have, and finer shades of meaning. So that's important. But skimming can also be useful. For example, if you have a test coming up and you just want to quickly skim your book, is there something that I don't know? Kind of looking, I recognize this, I recognize that, oh, what's this? And then you can kind of review the section that you don't know. So that can really be helpful, actually. Some facts for skimming is you can prepare yourself to do it. You don't read, of course, every word. You're going to pay special attention to maybe something bold or italicized. Like our skillful book, it often puts something in a box. So looking for things that are in a box are bold-faced or underlined. In your Cornell notes, it's great to skim them before a class as well, before a test, and you can look at things that you circled or underlined or drew a picture next to or a star, highlighted, etc. So I always recommend that students first read the table of contents or the chapter overview, and then they learn kind of the main grasp of the ideas. My second advice is that you read the main headings in every chapter. Especially if there's like any charts or maybe small tables or boxes, etc. You should definitely always read the introductory paragraph because that's going to tell you what to look for. And normally you can read the first and the last sentence of each main body paragraph because that's going to have the main idea. Always read the keywords in italics, anything in bold. And then if you think that you find something significant, you can stop and pause and read through it. If you don't understand everything, it's okay with skimming, it really is. So that's my advice when you're taking a test, especially for reading. Of course, all of our tests in English language, they have a reading component. But when we're reading long sections of something, it's really important to utilize these tools. So again, skim the introductory and concluding paragraphs. Skim all the topic sentences, the first sentence in the body paragraph. Always read the first sentence in each main body paragraph. When something is bold or italicized, always read it. If you see something that looks like it's interesting or something that you don't know and you think is important, you should stop and then read it thoroughly and look at it. For scanning, of course, also there are keywords and organizational cues that will alert you of something that's important. Scanning is really like when a seagull sees something that they want in the ocean, or maybe you're eating a sandwich and they want to come and they see it, so they just swoop down and they take it, right? They don't waste their time, coming and sitting on my shoulder. Hi, Miss Hill, how are you? Chit chat, and then take the sandwich. They go straight in for the kill, and that's what scanning really is. You look for something and you're swooping down on particular facts or information. It's a bird's eye view of the material, and you're looking for something already in your mind. So I think that you can also scan not just the main paragraphs, but you can scan table of contents, you can scan summaries, indexes, heading. Again, if anything is bold or underlined, that's probably a cue, you should read it. You should know what you're looking for. So if you're taking an exam, for example, and you have a question and maybe it has a date in it and you're looking for this date. So, or if it doesn't have a date, if it has a keyword or a key phrase, you just become like Google looking for that little bit. I think you should only use one keyword at a time. So if I tell myself I want to look for 1947 and I want to look for the seagull swooped down and I want to look for the name Miss Hill, that's a lot of things to look for at one time. My suggestion is to choose one, especially if this is during a timed exam. And then, of course, let your eyes just kind of flow rapidly to find the phrase you want. Some people can use their finger or a ruler. I just use my eyes. And then once you see what you're looking for, stop and read it thoroughly with detail. It can be a little bit tiring to scan because your eyes wander. So it is a skill that you would train yourself in. But again, I do think most of our class is already doing this. So yeah, that's it for skimming and scanning. So now you're going to be going ahead and reading the article Inside a Hoarder's Brain, a unique problem with decision making. So in this article, it's written by Bridget Sir, and it's from the Times Magazine, a prominent article from North America. So you're going to learn some things about obsessive compulsive behavior, what that spectrum is, what, the least severe cases to the most severe, and what that spectrum really looks like, etc. Okay, and then you'll have a short quiz answering the questions afterwards, so you will have ample time to finish it, but do go ahead and use the techniques skimming and scanning when you are going to take this test. Okay, have a great night, students. Bye.